Hey guys, before we hop into this episode, we just want to forewarn you that in this episode, I don't even know.
It was my idea to just talk about whatever we're dealing with right now. And now that the episode is over,
we said some things we probably shouldn't have said. And so we just want to forewarn you. And one of those things was actually that we'd be taking a break, and this would be a season finale. And so to let you guys know, this is not the season finale. I said that because I was hurt. And
you were hurt?
Yeah. So just if you make it to that point of the podcast, you're a winner. And
I know. I'm curious how many people listen all the way through.
Yeah, but we do want to just let you know that it wasn't an argument. It was, I feel like, a pretty healthy discussion. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it was.
We modeled for you guys. This was the episode where we modeled
how to argue,
so your spouse will listen. Mm. I'm just kidding.
It's a good book. Yeah. So we just want to tell you that real quick, and so yeah, let's hop into that episode.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Melanin.
And I'm Beleaf Mel.
And we're here with episode 35 of How Married Are You?
It's Chocolate Baby Story Time!
All right. Chocolate Baby story time. You go first.
I don't really know that I have a Chocolate Baby story necessarily, but today I had a revelation.
Okay.
I was washing dishes and Anaya has just been my shadow for a while now. Mm-hmm. I think it has to do with her realizing that there's a baby coming. Like there must be some kind of subconscious reality hitting her or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But she's just there. Like literally everywhere I turn, she's there. So anyways, I had to stop washing dishes to just come and hang out. And when I did that, Uriah Bowe then was very interested in me. And so we just started bouncing a ball back and forth to each other. And then Theo saw the three of us playing, and then he wanted to come in. But then Uriah Bowe got really possessive of me and was like he didn't want to play anymore because Theo was now in the mix with things. Mm-hmm. And I was just realizing I really need to be more intentional about having one-on-one time with each of them.
Yeah.
Before this baby comes. Mm-hmm. Like it needs to be like a weekly thing because I just feel like I'm not doing that. Mm. And they are obviously desirous of it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Prayers is a hit. It's a hit record in this house. It's a song I sing to them every night, and they sing it to each other if I'm not around. Mm-hmm. And so that I think is pretty awesome, that I have a hit record in the house. So I sing a song, prayers, time to say our prayers. And we sing the song, and it's just a really cool thing. And if they say, I say, are you ready to say your prayers? And I specifically point out each kid. And if they say no, then I tickle them. And if they say yes, then I give them a kiss. And it's a hit record.
Yeah, we tried to sing it tonight, but I don't understand like the whole getting the kids hyped before bed. Because when Glen does it, it's like they're all excited and rowdy.
Well, I realized that I probably should stop putting so much effort in because I'm still not the favorite. Even after all the extra whatever I do. And so
But you know what? They're going to grow up, have their own kids, and be singing prayers. It's time to say our prayers. Or shoes, where are you? You know what I mean? Like they're going to have those. So don't don't give up.
Yeah.
You're going to be the most memorable. I mean, I can't say that.
I don't think I'll be the most memorable.
I mean, I just, like, my mom was the fun parent, you know, like we got to do a lot of fun stuff with her. But there's a lot of things that my dad did that, you know, he was on
brand.
About.
He had a really good brand.
Yeah.
He had things that he always did. Means. So like, you know, waking you up to wash the dishes and waking
us up to brush our teeth.
Or, you know, that type of stuff. Early morning lessons he taught you on a whiteboard and all that stuff.
Walks on the pier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's go ahead and get into this words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. We so appreciate it when you guys send in your words of affirmation. It's just really nice to know what keeps you guys coming back every week. What is it about the podcast that just you enjoy? It helps us know better how to gauge the content that we are dishing out. And it's just good to hear, you know, because sometimes you just need to feel good, and words of affirmation make you feel good. So thank you so much for that. And so you guys can send those in via DMs on Instagram, or you can send them in via a voicemail on the Anchor app. Either way, we receive them. And we also appreciate words of affirmation in whatever podcast app you're listening to. If you type out a review, that is very helpful to us as far as allowing others to get to hear what it is that we discuss on this podcast. And it's just wonderful. Also, while you're there, leaving a 5-star rating is just as great.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and hop into these words of affirmation.
Hey guys, I'm listening to the How Married Are You podcast, and hey, the call to action worked. I do not know why I don't just give you guys a message and tell you how much I enjoy your podcast and the messages that I get from it, and just the appreciation and the full circle of God's love and what He's doing in the world.
Don't stop to the beat, y'all. And you don't stop. A freak, y'all. And you don't stop to the beat, y'all. And you don't stop.
How He's love and what He's doing in the world, how He's doing it, who He's doing it with, and that's you guys. And I love you so much. Take care. Bye.
Yes. Thank you so much for those words of affirmation.
Thank you.
Always makes us feel whole when we get those. And while you're feeling this vibe, this very comfortable vibe, and you're hearing how we're so great, we do this all as a form of service. We don't put any sponsors in the videos yet or in the podcast yet. And we do that so that we can just kind of focus on the point, and we don't have to feel like we're selling you something as of yet. Mm-hmm. But sooner or later we'll have to do sponsors, you know. Mm-hmm. But we have just hit 200,000 plays on our podcast, which is something to be excited about. And so thank you guys for your support and listening. If you want to support us financially, you can do that through PayPal. Yvette, what's the PayPal link?
PayPal.me/HMAY podcast.
So we got Yvette this chair. That was the first purchase. The second purchase was this microphone arm here. We both have the same microphone arm. And
two sets of, or an additional set of,
a second pair of headphones.
Yeah.
And so next we'll get me another chair.
Someone did give the last podcast saying that watching you sink was giving them anxiety.
Oh yeah, man. Like sooner or later I'm gonna be in a sunken place for real. So hook me up with a chair. But I appreciate you guys, your support. If you decide to give or leave a comment or send words of affirmation on Instagram or Anchor, that's awesome. So thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and hop into this topic. Juicy topic.
Okay. This topic kind of stems from a conversation that Glenn and I had earlier today. We've kind of alluded to these things before in earlier podcasts. I think I have for sure mentioned them, and I just kind of wanted to spend some time talking about them or elaborating on them. I don't know if we're going to elaborate on it, but we're going to kind of just share where we're at, because I don't know if y'all can feel the vibe, but the vibe is lacking.
Yeah, it's lacking. We're not in
sync.
No, we're not in sync, and we are distant.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, how many days do you think we've been distant from each other?
I don't know. I'm afraid to answer.
You think it's been a full week?
No.
Okay. So,
do you?
No.
Oh.
I think I feel like Friday was like, it's Friday or Saturday was a part of the distance. And then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. So, it is Wednesday night. You will hear this on Thursday. And so, let's go ahead and discuss what's happening here.
So, Mark Driscoll and his wife wrote a book, and it's called Real Marriage. And in that book, they have a chapter where they kind of talk about the 3 types of marriage. And the first type of marriage is back-to-back marriage. And back-to-back marriage is, I'll just read what it says. A back-to-back marriage is one in which the couple has turned their backs on each other. As a result, they live separately and do not work together or draw each other out in friendship. In such marriages, the partners range from strangers to enemies, but are not friends. And then I'm going to let Glenn talk about the second one.
Okay. Shoulder to shoulder is, can you zoom in?
Oh, I thought you were going to just say it from memory.
Shoulder to shoulder is one in which the couple works together on tasks and projects such as keeping the home, raising the kids, growing the business, and serving the church. For the most part. Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then the last one is a face-to-face marriage, in which one is a face-to-face marriage, which is a face-to-face marriage.
Just FYI, I'm not editing any of this.
You're not?
I got time for that tonight.
I can edit this part. Jeez. A face-to-face marriage is one in which, in addition to the shoulder-to-shoulder work, the couple gets a lot of face-to-face time for conversation, friendship, and intimacy. So those are like the 3 types of marriage.
Right. And that's Mark Driscoll. Shout out to Mark Driscoll. He had a really good run. Man. Back in the day, he was the man.
Yeah.
Then he was little, and he wasn't. So yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. And so I bring up these 3 types of marriages, and I'm going to pause. Let's take a moment of silence for you to kind of think, like, if you're married or even if you're just in a relationship, how would you describe your marriage or relationship right now? Are you guys back to back, shoulder to shoulder, or face to face?
Let's take a moment. Okay. And
so I'm going to let Glenn. So basically earlier today, we had
a conversation.
We had an encounter.
Yeah, an encounter. And yeah.
At the end, I think Glenn asked me, "How are you feeling? Do you feel attacked?" And I didn't necessarily feel attacked. I still don't really know what I felt. Mm-hmm. But babe, how would you describe our relationship right now?
Right now, it's shoulder to shoulder.
Mm.
Right now, it's definitely shoulder to shoulder. And I say this because it's there's I don't even know how to explain it. But I mean, do you want me to go in detail why we're shoulder to shoulder, or like what ways we're shoulder to shoulder?
Sure.
Yeah, like you, so I know how to serve you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how to serve me to the best of your ability. I know how to serve you to the best of my ability, but I feel like I know you well.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I say I know you well, that means I can probably predict what you want or what you need and do it. Even though I don't always do it, I know exactly how to like be a help to you.
Mm-hmm.
That could be 1, because of my understanding of who you are, and then 2 is because you have really good communication. and you know what you want. So I do, and I also think that growing up, being a child to a single mother, I was always put in position to serve a woman. I've always been like thinking about what's not going to make my mom irritated. You know what I'm saying? And so is that your thought when you're thinking about me? What's not going to make Yvette irritated? No, I'm not like in a fearful way like it was when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? But it is very much like I understand what you need and what will be best for you. Now I served that way really well when you were working. And I thought at some point the tide was going to shift and it was going to come back my way. I heard Kevin on stage and Melissa, or Mrs. Kevin on stage, say that, you know, you got to know like whose time it is to shine. And so I feel like in this season, serving me looks a lot different, and I don't know what it looks like, and neither do you, and there's no blueprint for what it looks like. There's been tons of blueprint for me to understand what it's like to hear the plight of a stay-at-home mom, you know what I mean, and see like what happens and how men are, you know, just misunderstand what it's like. And so I already knew that going into my role, and even more so while being in my role. But how to serve a creative husband who's also an entrepreneur, who's figuring out what it's like to be an entrepreneur. There's not a blueprint for how to serve a creative husband or an entrepreneur. And I've just kind of come to the conclusion that this is just what it is. Like, eventually you'll get it, you know, or you won't, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not like, I don't want to force you to adapt to who I am, but I feel like you should want to, because it's going to serve our family best. And so we are shoulder to shoulder. That's what I believe we are at the moment. But I feel like we're heading toward back to back if there isn't some type of focus on whose turn it is. You know what I'm saying?
And so are you saying that I was shining before?
Yeah.
Huh.
You don't think you were shining?
No.
At work?
I was just working.
You don't think you were shining?
I didn't really feel, no, I don't.
You don't?
I was just working.
So do you feel like the ASB and the success with the ASB and the difference after you left?
I mean, my work speaks for itself, but I didn't necessarily see it as me shining. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was just like, I don't know.
I feel like it was a shine because like I was sometimes expected to come to games and things where it was like, I'm the trophy husband with our children and you are the reason we're here. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was like and it was like you were working toward whatever you were working toward, and I had to be okay with it. I've always wanted to do this. This is my dream. That seems like a shine. You know what I'm saying? If you're living your dream, would that not be shining?
Okay. I understand why you would think that.
Okay. So
you weren't the trophy. You are a trophy husband. Like, you're a good, you know, I like having you by my side, but like ASB is something that takes time away from home. And so when there's an opportunity for you guys to be with me while I'm having to be somewhere else, then I'd love to have you there.
But we weren't with you. We were there. We were like there. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like we were like, it was an inconvenience to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like, And it was sometimes you being like, come on. Like, are you going to come to the game? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm cheering for a school I didn't go to, but school you teach at, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay, I'll come and do my part. Like, I feel like I was just playing my part.
And so essentially what you're saying is I'm not playing my part well right now.
See, that's harsh. And that is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there are moments where I almost feel like I'm back to playing your playing part for you. You know what I'm saying? Which is okay. You know what I mean? But the times I'm playing part for you, that part for you, I don't feel like it necessarily serves our future or the business or that which we deem a part of our story and success. I feel like it's just something you want to do, and it's get down or lay down. Either you're going to help me or you're not going to be in the way because I need to get this thing done. You know what I mean? And so the hard part, the awkward part about this is like, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel bad for even saying what I'm saying. But I have to speak my truth. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to tell you honestly how I feel because I just want you to know this is where I'm at. And I feel like sometimes my job is an inconvenience for you. So like if I'm like, yo, I don't know what I have to shoot today. I have to shoot something. You're like, well, I have a schedule. So what do you need to shoot? Because I got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, but this is kind of our bread and butter. And you're like, well, I you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of like, then I'm like, dang, like, so I don't want to miss. I feel like this is just as much of your responsibility as it is mine. I know you don't feel welcomed. You know what I'm saying? You mentioned that before, but I do feel like in other areas you may not be welcome, but you take hold of what you're capable of. And so on this side, as I'm scrambling and jumbling, trying to figure out what is business and what is a 1099 and why is a 1099, you know what I mean? You assist when you can, but I need a full assistant, right? I need a full. I don't need a full assistant, but I need full assistance from you in a way that you may not understand. But the thing is, it's like, you're the only person that can do that for me. And how you move forward in other ways, there's other people who can do the things that you're doing. You know what I mean? You just like to do what you do. And so part of me, like the man in me, says, let her do what she's going to do. You do what you're going to do. And you'll still accomplish your goal, and you don't really need her as much as you think you do. And I probably could figure it out. But I'm moving toward bitterness when I see your efforts toward other things that doesn't serve our future. And I don't want to be bitter. And so when I say we're shoulder to shoulder, I'm thinking we're headed toward back to back, because I don't know what the success is in this moment. And do you have anything to say? I said a lot.
You said so much.
Yeah, I said a whole lot.
You know, I feel like you said a lot, but I don't know if this is one of the things you just said or if you said this earlier, but it seems like you would suggest that I am not trying to get to know you. And the truth is, like, I really am trying. And I don't know what trying looks like to you, but you're not an easy person to figure out. Like, in my opinion, there's only 2 people in this world that really get you. Like, get you. And unfortunately, I'm not really one of them.
Who is the 2 people?
Who are your 2 people? Who are the 2 people that you think get you?
Pat.
Mm-hmm.
And your dad, maybe.
What?
I don't know.
My dad?
Ruslan?
No. Julie.
Julie Smith. Julie Shecker.
Shecker.
Julie Shecker.
The heck? Pat and Julie.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 that, like, they don't even have to hear you say a word. They can just look at the expression on your face.
Yeah.
And understand exactly what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's because they share that whole, like, creative mind that you have. And I think it's also because they are leaders and pioneers in their different, you know, avenues or context or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I look at them, like, I even sent Julie a text, was it yesterday? Just thanking her because, you know, you had shared with me the conversation you guys had on Sunday. And I feel like every time you walk away from talking to her or Pat, you always gain insight about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And even hearing you tell me what they said, I'm gaining insight about you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just feel like I'm trying to take notes, mental notes. I'm trying to, like, once I think I figure something out, like, for example, when DJ Effecto passed away, I don't think there was, like, I guess there was just something about the way that I reacted to your reaction. I didn't do enough, or I didn't whatever. And you said, I mean, I could have just used a hug, right? And then this week you found out that your aunt passed away, and I tried to hug you, and you just were like, no, I don't want to hug. And so I'm like, what the heck am I supposed to do? The last time someone died, you wanted a hug. This time someone died, you don't want a hug. I cook, I clean, you know, like, our house is a mess right now, and it's probably always a mess. But, like, cooking and cleaning and doing certain things are not things that, like, you say you care about, unless that's not true.
I mean, I appreciate it when you do it, for sure. But I also feel like I could help you do that. There's certain things I can't do for myself that only you can assist with. And, like, a part of knowing me is understanding what that is. And so I didn't want to hug because I was also irritated. You know what I'm saying? With the situation at hand. And
with me or with other stuff?
With what's happening with you right now, with your attention is, with where your attention is. So I was like, dang, like, I don't really feel like, yeah, I didn't even know that's why you were trying to hug me. I just thought it was like, it was fresh. You know what I'm saying? And though I love Effecto, my aunt is like, you know, like, if I have to think about those moments, you know, about who took us in during the time we were in the shelter and the bonds and stuff like that, it just, like, I can't hug her. You know what I'm saying? It hurts. And so, I don't know. I'm sorry that I didn't allow you to hug me in that moment. But I am feeling like I don't, and also I don't want to have to depend on you like this. Like, I don't want to. I don't want to put pressure like this on anybody. And I really feel bad for you. And I could not. Like, I could just be like, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think that's how it's supposed to be though.
Mm-mm.
But I think it can get to that place really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll start to look like, you know, people who we don't want to look like. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. I asked you today, you know, a lot of questions. One of those questions was, what does success look like? Another question was, what do you see yourself in 5 years? The same question that sparked everything for me. Your response was, what does that matter if you're not a part of the discussion? And I wanted to like try to encourage you, but also like check you and say, your dreams are your dreams. You have your own dreams and things that you want to accomplish. And you need to figure that out. And you need to be able to think about that. And you were kind of frustrated with the fact that I asked you that, you know, which irritated me because I'm like, how you going to sit up here and say you have to discuss with me your dreams, but your current task at hand that you've been focusing on, you didn't discuss it with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just was like, hey, I'm doing this. So how are your dreams separate from me? How are they not separate from me? Like, you have your own things you want to accomplish. And so I want to know what those things are, because I can be a chameleon. I can adapt to you. Mm-hmm. I can skew and say, you told me before, like, yo, I never want to sell our show. I never want to be on Netflix. And that was never an option or a priority for me, you know? And we've had, like, people have talked about getting us certain things and like, hey, do you ever want to take this route? And no, that's something my wife doesn't want to do. And you are the guide for me. Like, you guide me, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't have direction, you know what I mean? Because I know that I'm working, but if this becomes more about me and my work and how good I am and all that, that's all pride. I dealt with that through hip hop. I'm not doing that again. I could honestly see myself being a stay-at-home parent again and allowing you to go back to work.
With 4 kids?
With 4 kids. I know you don't think I can do it.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
Did I say that?
You didn't say it, but you said it. And I honestly can see myself doing that, you know? But, and not that I'm saying like, oh, I'll be better than you or nothing, but I know you. And so you know, I know you. And so like, if Julie and Pat are the people that know me, then you need to know them well. Like, those should be the people like, if you're going to take time to spend with someone, I think those are people you might want to ask about how can I, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because like, when it's all said and done, it's just me and you. And I'm more like concerned that, you know, we might be bitter at the end of this
podcast,
at the end of this
season
raising kids, season of work and business. Like, this podcast is your thing, you know what I mean? And you also said, yo, I don't have any help with the podcast. And I'm like, yo, I just got help 2 months ago, or maybe half a year ago with Maggie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you have to take ownership somewhat. And this is like the time. And this sounds like some real BS because you're pregnant. Like, just, everyone's probably listening like, what kind of, you know what I mean? But I'm just honestly like, yo, as long as I can just speak my mind, at least you know.
I was going to say that too. I don't know why I chose this as our conversation piece. I think it's because it's so fresh, and to try to talk about another topic and be
fake. Yeah,
it just didn't feel right. But this is just where we are. And one thing that I will say about our relationship is that, I mean, I guess maybe Glenn goes a little bit longer than I do, but we do often tell each other where we're at. Like, I don't feel like I allow things to fester in me before I'm like, okay, Glenn, you need to know that this is bothering me type of situation. And so I just wanted to say I appreciate the fact that you said something. Even though I'm pregnant, yeah, whatever. But I don't know. It just goes to show that, like, even the effort that I have made, I know the things that I'm doing. I know the effort that I'm putting in. I know the mental strain that is happening inside of me, but you can't see all those things. Mm-hmm. And some of those things don't necessarily even need to be communicated to you per se. But it's kind of like, and I'm not going to front, like, I've been feeling lately like when I try, I'm not trying hard enough. Not just in our relationship, but in my relationship with the kids, in
just all over the place,
in life, everywhere, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so this is just another area where it's like, you're not trying hard enough. And unfortunately, you are seeing me engage in things that are kind of effortless to me. It doesn't take an extreme amount of effort to do them. It's just more time consuming, I guess. And so when you see me doing that, I feel like it just irritates you a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah.
And to give the listeners some context, he's talking about, like, I have a thing that I enjoy. I enjoy getting people together. I enjoy creating opportunities for people to enjoy each other's company in an environment that looks good, that has good food, and just has good vibes, you know? And so Easter just passed, and I was consumed with that, I guess, Friday, Saturday?
Yes.
Which is when the irritation started to happen, which I didn't even know he was irritated, y'all, because he was just so helpful. But I think that's what he's talking about when he says he's a chameleon, and he just kind of, is that what you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be whatever you need me to be.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I feel like doing my job is what you need me to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But maybe not. Let me know. I want you to tell me.
There's so many layers to this, though. Do you understand that?
No.
God. I don't want this to turn into an argument. But the layer is, babe, like, the fact of the matter is that, yes, my job right now is a full-time mom, right? That's my job. That's what you would say is my job.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, okay, I'm a full-time homemaker, wife, mom, homemaker, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just a mom. I'm also a wife. Do you get it?
I hear you.
Okay, you hear me.
Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, like, that job is, and I'm sure a lot of y'all out there know this, it's hard. And Glenn knows this too, because it's kind of like, when do I clock out? You know? Mm-hmm. And I don't ever really get to clock out because Glenn works from home. He's, you're trying to do something that's really never been done before, like make a living doing something that's never been done before. You're figuring things out on your own. And so I feel like you would work from waking up. That's not me. From waking up to going to bed. You know, like, which is that accurate or am I tripping?
Yes.
Yes.
That's accurate.
Okay. And so for me, like, during times when I would try to get things done, like to prepare or prep for Easter or whatever other things I have going on, it's kind of hard to do with children around. Mm-hmm. Especially with Anaya these days, because she's just always there and always, Like, she literally, guys, if she were here right now, she would be crawling between me and the mic and just existing for no apparent reason other than to exist. And so it's just hard to get things done. And so during the week, when I could be spacing a lot of these things out, I can't, because I don't necessarily know when I'm going to be able to clock out. Because there are no set work hours, which I don't know. I mean,
we talked about this before.
I know.
You had Wednesday mornings off
for mom's group.
But that never had to stop.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, go ahead. Because you were supposed to be doing some type of mommy and me thing with Anaya.
Yeah, and you made it seem like that was going to be an inconvenience.
I did not.
Even when mom's group ended and I told you I had a breakfast planned the following week, you were kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't still fight for your own time, right?
It seemed like it did seem like that to me. It felt like I couldn't fight for my own time because obviously you wanted your Wednesday mornings back. It was an inconvenience for you.
No, it's not that. My thing is, I'd rather you take time for your own mental health than to take time to do mom's group. When mom's group happens, it's
mom's group is my mental health.
Cool. Mom's group, right? That's you being a better mother, right? Then that comes to you working at mom's group. Then that comes to you recording audio at mom's group. So you just roll your eyes, but I'm saying, like, okay, so that's a part of your mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'd rather you take the time off to just go do something you want to do. And you know what I'm saying? Like, get that peace. Like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm like trying to steal your time. That's not what I'm trying to do. Like, I don't know how to do anything schedule wise. I'm just not good at it. So I asked you to make a schedule. You know what I'm saying? You haven't. You know what I'm saying? It's been probably like a year and a half. I've asked you to make a schedule of some sort that I can clean, do dishes, whatever you need me to do so that I can help. But you feel like you need to do it on your own. No? I think that okay, maybe you tell me. You look so mad. Where do I begin?
I'm so irritated. This is a horrible idea for a podcast.
I told you that.
You did not tell me it was a horrible idea.
I told you, I said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to filter through at the right times my words. And so I don't know if you're going to get hurt.
I'm not hurt.
Okay.
I'm annoyed because I feel like, okay, you want me to create a schedule, yada, yada, yada. I have done that in the past. We had a cooking schedule going on. What? The refrigerator?
Mm-hmm.
The thing that's still up there, it said Glen. It had breakfast, lunch, dinner. Which person was going to cook which meal?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Anyway, I feel like you've had schedules, but you don't stick to them. And you've had schedules that actually worked, but you don't stick to them. I just want to be free to focus on washing the dishes or cooking dinner. Like, if you're done by 4:00, then like 4:00 is when I would like to start dinner. So come in at 4:00, take your daughter and play with her or something to keep her distracted from me, or come in and cook so I can play with her. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, babe. I don't know. I just feel like the schedule thing can't be put on me only. Because you've tried at least 2 different ones that I can think of right now that worked. Mm-hmm. And you didn't stick to them.
Yeah.
So why didn't you stick to those?
Because I had to wake up at 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to wake up at 4 a.m. And then I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? I think I was sticking to it. Then my brother came in town. You know what I mean? And I was hanging out with him or something. I'm not sure. And I fell off. But I mean, that's fair.
Is it?
Sure. I mean, it's your argument. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to win.
I'm not trying to win either.
I'm just saying, that I don't believe that you are, I think you're letting things happen to you until you want things to happen for yourself or for other people, but you're not necessarily fighting for your own self or with the life that you want, but you're okay providing like glimpses of the life that someone else wants. And it irritates me because I don't want to be like, I feel like my work is really demanding. I also feel that I could not work. Like, even though I know that I'm supposed, like, it's a revelation that I know that I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing. That wasn't always the case. I know that I was literally born to do this. Mm-hmm. Right? I feel that. Do you think I was born to do this? Okay. So if we both know that I'm born to do this, then this is kind of what we got to do. And everything that we do should serve the purpose of making this thing flourish. So if I need you to make a schedule for me to help, for me to stick to as far as cleaning and whatever is concerned, we need to do that. And if you need mental health days, I'm okay. I don't think I've ever said, yo, you can't do that. I may have been like, dang, but I've never said no. But if you say I need mental health days and you don't fight for it, or you don't say, if you say you need it, but you don't fight for it, but you fight for time to build someone else's thing or get people together, which I feel like is like, you're really good at it. You would get paid thousands of dollars to do it because you're so good at doing this. I'm just saying, keep the same energy for yourself. I don't want you to be, I don't feel like you're as trapped as you feel. And then I'm like, yo, you wanted to do this. This isn't something I'm like, you're going to raise my kids. Never said that, you know? And I don't want to diminish your point to being like, I'm the homemaker, stay at home mom. Like, I think I could add a lot more to the equation, and we can change this. We can do Belief in Fatherhood once a week, and I can help do things. And you got to be willing to take the help there. And when I mess up, like, help me get back on track. Like, I don't know. I obviously I take responsibility for myself, and I can, keep my own schedule or whatever. But at the same time, like, the plus is having you. You can do any of the things I'm doing, but I'm called to do it. You know what I'm saying? You could probably do it better. You do it more scheduled. You get more done. You'd have a lot more delegation. You do a lot of things better than I do. However, I can't do this without you, and I'm called to do it. So I need you to help in certain ways. And that's just kind of is what it is. Now, if you don't want to do that, I'd rather you just say you don't. Because I don't want to put you in a position where you have to, like, diminish your worth to to serve me. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, not on any.
And the thing is, I believe in what you're doing. I mean, I believe in what you're doing, and I don't want you to do it without me. It's just, I don't know if I necessarily always feel, I don't know what it is that I need to feel, or what I'm looking for, or how it could be better.
I feel like you're jealous.
Wow.
Like, you, not in a way that's like spiteful, but I feel like you are like, I'm not gonna try to be a part of his thing. I'm gonna do my own thing. And it's like a independent woman type of vibe.
And what's my own thing?
I don't know.
Oh.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I should make a plan, because I don't know what your thing is, but I think everything's your thing. So whatever you want to do is your thing. You know what I'm saying? No? So like, if you want to plan something and like, you know what I'm saying?
No.
All right, so
I don't think you explained the whole jealousy accusation very well.
I feel like if I'm telling, like, if you're saying, like, I feel like when you look at what I'm doing, you're like, cool for him, or like, hey, this person didn't respond to me on this thing, they must not care about what I'm doing. They're there for you, they're not there for me. But being there for me is being there for you. Maybe they don't respond to you like they should or whatever, and it's another conversation we need to have to remind them that you are just as much as part of this as I am. But I feel like even that makes you feel like, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
I don't think it's that. I feel like so for context, I think so Glen is constantly saying, how married are you is your thing, Yvette. How married are you is your thing, Yvette, right?
Yeah.
And so would you say belief in fatherhood is your thing, Glen?
It's my responsibility.
Okay.
It's not just my thing, but it's my responsibility.
So how would you differentiate that for how married are you?
I feel like the idea came from you to start it. I feel like it is you led, and I serve you in the matter. So you figure out the topics, you figure out discussion, whatever, and I'm editing it and, you know, giving the podcast back to you. Do you not think it's that way?
No, it's totally that way. But I'm just saying, like, it seems like you kind of want me to take some kind of ownership of belief in fatherhood, but you're like writing it off as, like, I don't feel like how married are you I feel like how married are you should be
us.
Yeah, us. But I also feel like it should be a part of belief in fatherhood. Like, it is an offspring of belief in fatherhood.
Right.
And so when you say, I forgot what you just said that triggered me. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, belief in fatherhood can't operate on its own.
Yes.
How married are you can operate with one person focusing on it, because it doesn't have as much attention.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying is that I can't manage how married are you right now. How married are you is our retirement plan. It is where we're going in the future. So somebody needs to be every day chopping at it just a little bit. I have big swings with belief in fatherhood on the daily that demand so much, and I'm not putting that on you, but belief in fatherhood serves a interim issue. Like, it meets a need that we have, which is, you know, paying our bills and, you know, providing for our future, while how married are you and things like Frank Puppet is built. So because I can't manage it, I'm giving you the responsibility and saying that's your thing. Manage it and grow it to the best of what you can, and I'm here to help. So that, like, I feel like that's your thing. Like, how married are you is yours, and you can make it whatever you want it to be. And I'm not going to see the vision for how married are you at all times. And that's no diss to anything about how married are you, but there was a point where she, like, just like belief in fatherhood, where I couldn't communicate the vision to you. You couldn't see it, so you didn't believe in it until you actually saw it, and then you were like, oh, I got it. There's certain parts about how married are you I don't know what a live thing looks like, and that's something you have a heart for, and so you're gonna have to go through that process as well. And I feel like because you're not getting the amount of support that you're usually used to getting doing other things, you're like, well, I'm not gonna do this, you know what I'm saying, or I'm not gonna put my all into it, or I'll just do this what I'm good at. And it looks like to me, you know, it's like, because I'm not willing to, and I'm not saying you're jealous of me Beleaf in Fatherhood, but you're jealous of the time that I put in Beleaf in Fatherhood versus the time that I'm willing to put into How Married Are You. I'm jealous of the time that you put into the extracurricular activities that I don't feel like serve our future versus the time that, you know, you could be putting into other things that benefit our future. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. I'm jealous.
Yeah. And so for that, like, for me, it just gets hard to understand or to, like, because I really do feel like if it were up to you, it would just be the 5 of us and we would just be.
I'm Uriah Bowe. I just want us. And not to say that I don't want to hang around anyone else.
Yeah.
But I know, like, you're talking about, I mean, we could get deep here.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when has there ever been in my life a focus of just my immediate family? I was back and forth on coasts. Mm-hmm. So I had 2 different identities. Mm-hmm. And so I had a California identity and I had a Baltimore identity. And those 2 people warred against each other because one would beat up the other one. Easy. And so they couldn't exist at the same time. My issue is that we have to take care of us. Not that we can't serve other people, but if we're going to take care of us, that has to be our main focus and where we get our adrenaline and glory from, because we know that this is a race. Like, this is like, I have to do makeup work for the paternal past. You know what I'm saying? Not my father, but maybe father before him or whatever. Like, we got cousins and things, people to take care of. And my aunt died. I want to go see her. I can't right now. Who knows if I'll be able to go? I mean, I want to go to the funeral. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things like that. It's like, I don't want to have to make these decisions or have that something I'm negotiating. I need to just be able to pay for what I want to pay for. Mm-hmm. I was broke my whole life. That's corny to me now.
Yeah.
I don't want to be broke.
Yeah.
And so I understand, like, the community. I get it. But I will always see us as the main priority. I think it's a little bit of, like, flashback to when, this is going to hurt. I'm not even going to say it.
Just say it.
I'm not.
Please say it.
Nope. Babe, how married are you? I can't. I'll say it offline. Can I say it offline?
Okay, you can say it off the record. Go ahead.
No, well, I'm not going to put it in the podcast.
Okay.
Okay. Am I wrong?
I feel like it's okay to say what you just said online.
You want me to say it again?
Go ahead. It's okay. Like, it stings to hear it, but it's the truth, and that's why we exist. We exist because
I don't feel. That's not how I feel, but that's what it's taking me back to.
Can you tell them what you just said?
So I said that. Oh, it's so stupid.
He said he feels like he's getting my leftovers again. It's a flashback.
It's a flashback.
He said it's a flashback to when the family was just getting my leftovers, because he sees the effort and energy that I put into these other events that I participate in planning, and he doesn't feel like you guys are getting the same energy. Right?
It sounds terrible when you say it. It sounds better not said.
But did I say it right?
It sounds better not said at all. Yeah.
It's like I'm not offended by it, because I see it. And the truth is, it's easier for me to operate in my gifting.
Sure.
And wow. I think I just got a little bit hit in the face with my own words. And maybe my gifting's not being a mother and a wife.
It definitely is. I just think it's less fun. And you think about fun.
Oh my gosh, I totally enjoy being a mom and a wife.
I didn't say you didn't enjoy it, but we're going to talk about it on a scale of 1 to 10. Which would you rather do? Go to a party or change a diaper?
Babe, I'd rather be with my kids and my husband. You know, like it's I don't even know how to really, like, I don't even know if it's fair to compare the two, to keep it real.
This is the season finale. We are taking a break after this episode.
Are we taking a break?
We're taking a break. I can't do this right now. We need to figure this out, because
Figure what out?
I can't have another conversation like this, super raw. And I feel like I'm going to get, I mean, not that I care about what people think, but I don't want people to think that I'm like this to you all the time, or you're always getting like this.
Oh my gosh.
Pressure for me to like be better. Cause that's not, I really don't want to have this expectation. I don't want this to be a thing.
But then it's unfair to me, because you clearly know what it is that I want, need, desire, but I don't get that same thing. So for you to not communicate it because you don't want to have expectations or whatever is just unfair to me.
This is why I expect
for you
nothing.
to suffer in silence is ridiculous, and it's unfair to me. Do you not think so?
I know I suffer well.
I know you suffer well, but that's who you choose to be. That's not who I choose to be.
Yeah, okay. Well, I can be that. You don't have to know I'm suffering.
Exactly, dude. You don't get it. You're not listening. I'm saying it's not fair. You need to tell me.
I think I just did, and that's the last time. I'm not doing this again. Woo! I am not doing that again.
You're not telling me again?
I can't. I can't, because it's like, who am I to even say that? Like,
interesting.
I don't think that's
like
fair.
You just said that this might be the finale.
The finale of the season.
The finale of the show. Like,
no.
What kind of...
No, not the show.
No, listen to yourself.
I didn't say the show. I said the season.
No,
I said
listen.
the season finale.
Can you listen to what I'm saying, though? You just said that you would rather suffer in silence because you're good at it than tell me what's going on with you.
Yeah.
What kind of, like, we are supposed to be helping encourage people in their relationships, and you're over here spewing this out. This is ridiculous. This is like, guys, do not do that.
I'm just telling, like,
that is inappropriate, uncalled for, and not fair.
But sometimes it's about survival, and it's not
No.
all of that. Yes, it is. I'm trying to tell you. Sometimes it is about, we just got to make it through. And I'll say something eventually. But right now isn't the time.
You just said you would never. Never is a very absolute word. Mm-hmm. You said you would never do this again.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, oh, he just means on the podcast. But you were meaning period.
I don't like this.
Whatever.
I don't like how it feels. I don't like how.
How does it feel?
It doesn't feel right. It feels unfair. It feels like you have expectations. I have expectations on you that you don't necessarily want to do. Like I don't feel.
The thing is, excuse me first. The thing is, you haven't even communicated what those expectations are. I mean, did anyone catch them? Because I haven't. Or am I tripping? Do I need to go back and listen to this podcast?
No.
And take notes? Because I feel like I still... Okay, you want me to establish a schedule? I will do that. I will establish a schedule. I will create one. But the thing is, I need time to sit down and actually think.
I told you. What did I say when you told me that earlier?
You told me to take tomorrow off, but you can't just pick what day I get to take off. I have things scheduled and planned.
So you got things scheduled, but you can't do a schedule for your man. You got stuff scheduled. 4 days a week, she's out at a park with somebody. She's got stuff scheduled out the wazoo. What are you doing tomorrow? Oh, nothing. It says on the calendar you're going to the wild animal park. Oh, dang it! I'm going to the wild animal park. Dang it! I gotta go to the wild animal park.
Oh my gosh, I love you. That's all I know. I'm just saying
that I can adapt.
You're a chameleon.
I'm a chameleon. I can adapt. I don't feel right depending or trying to force you to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to do that to you. That's all.
Okay. Next steps.
Get counseling.
My next steps. I'm going to schedule a play date with Julie. I'm going to work on a schedule. Those are the two things I can commit to right now. Because I think if I commit to anything more, it would just be... Because what I want to say is, I won't do any more events. But I can't promise that. You got Raya Bo's birthday coming up.
It's so much. We have a baby. We have a baby coming. That means it's probably going to be a baby shower or sprinkle. Then there's Uriah's Bo's birthday, a night, Yvette's birthday, and my birthday.
I don't need anything for my birthday.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't need to do anything.
You celebrated your 30th birthday for a year,
which I didn't make it through my list.
I know you didn't make it through your list. You just put random stuff on your list. You put a whole list of things. How would you even do that?
Because multiples of 10 decades are important.
All right, guys. So listen, we are going to. This is going to be a season finale episode.
Is it really?
It's a long episode, so that means we will either come back right before the baby's born.
No, see,
you don't want to stop.
I don't want to stop.
Will Yvette go on a baby moon? Will they ever get counseling? Will we ever find out how married they actually are?
Are they even married?
Tune in to season 2 of How
season
Married.
3, fool.
Season 3. Well, listen, this is officially, it's about to be a year, coming up on a year on this thing. We've been doing this. So we got 30.
How can you decide this is a season finale without talking to me? This is my thing, you said.
Yeah. Well, is it?
You know what? Forget you.
Okay, so is this a season finale or not?
I don't want it to be.
So you want to meet back next week?
Because then when are we going to hang out?
Schedule it. Maybe we could just hang out on the same, try to do it once a week and just, you can still record, but we may not need to put anything out. But this needs to be, I mean, I feel like this is like a good.
All right, guys. I guess we're taking a break. I'm sad. Sorry we didn't give you warning.
Well, we'll put it up the last episode for a while or something. All right. So I don't know when we're coming back, but we'll let you guys know via our Instagram. We'll still be posting probably snippets and stuff like that. But yeah, how married are you, Yvette?
I'm so married that I agreed to a season finale.
Okay. I don't feel like you be putting any effort into these how married are you. Just be coming up. Did you even think about it before we sat down?
How married are you, Glen?
I'm so married that what did I do?
You want to take a break because you want to start your own podcast. I'm so bitter right now.
And this is the jealous. This is like so that.
No,
see?
You just want time.
No, that's not it at all.
Babe, how married are you?
I'm so married. Jeez, I really have been slacking. The other day during Easter, right?
This weekend, you
yeah,
did,
this
right?
weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You asked me. You said, "Babe, it'd be really cool if I came home and you were washing the dishes."
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I didn't know if you were serious or not, but I just sat there like, man. Now I got this pressure to at least be in the kitchen when she gets back. So I was checking her location, making sure. And as soon as I saw she was on her way back, I was like,
let me move my way to the kitchen because the dishes
kitchen
were still there.
Turn on this water. But I washed all them dishes.
You did, babe.
And
because I had to cook I just baked a cake for I baked a 7-Up pound cake, y'all. It was good.
So good. It was amazing.
It was amazing. I had way too much of it.
And it was like our wedding cake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how married I am. All right, guys. And that's just how married we are.